If you could give me one word for this summer and how it has been for you, what would it be?
Grace.
Transformative.
Challenging. Chaotic.
Impactful.
Stretching.
Faithful.
Encouraging.
Amazing.
What is one way that your teammates have made you feel loved this summer?
I have felt seen by a team member in the way that they listen really well and are willing to have conversation when things are really good or when things are hard.
A couple weeks ago, I was cleaning individual rubber duckies for this day center, like 100 of them. And I was cleaning them up, and Kerrigan came up and was like, "How you doing?" And I cracked like 4 or 5 jokes in a row and was just like, I was comedically like on fire. And she was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "What?" She was like, "What's wrong? It's okay if you're not okay." I was like, and I didn't realize she could see right through me that I was like really struggling. But actually, usually people can't, because I don't know, I'm really funny, I don't know. But like, usually people can't actually see that sometimes I'm making jokes because I don't want to talk about something. And she could see through that, and I don't know how, other than the fact that we've spent literally every waking minute together because of just the conditions here. And it's just been neat to be like, oh wow, somebody knows me to the point of like looking past what I immediately put out to be like, what's wrong with you? And that was just really encouraging. I felt super new.
I think personally, Abby has like made me feel seen the most, just because we can relate on some things a lot more. And there was a time where I was having a panic attack and I was like hiding under my stuff, and she was just like there for me the entire time. And I was like, thank you so much. Like, I was like a mess under this blanket, and she like wouldn't leave the room. We were having company over that night, and everyone else was running around, and I was like, we need to go out. And she's like, I'm not leaving until I know that you're okay. And that like hit hard. That was so just like wow for me. So I think she was probably like the one that just made me feel so seen, and was just like praying for me in her own bed while I was kind of recovering. And then we just talked it out, and she's like, what are you feeling? What's this coming from? And so we kind of figured it out, and it was just a really good conversation. And yeah, so I think that's probably the moment that I was like, okay, wow, I never had somebody like this in my life, and this is great.
Yeah. What would be your biggest piece of advice to your teammates this summer?
Don't be afraid to jump head first. Sometimes God says to jump when you don't see, and you just go, hey ho, let's go. So being able to jump head first, definitely.
To fall in love with Jesus. If you put him first, and if you pursue him, everything else will fall in line. Yeah, that's the biggest piece of advice I would have to give.
To, even when it gets hard, remain faithful and trust in God, because it's not always going to be easy, and we're not always going to see the fruit from our labor, but God is good, and if we're obedient to him, then we're fulfilling the calling that he has for us.
I guess just take advantage of the next step that God provides through this, I guess. I don't know, like take advantage of the connections we now have through this trip and stuff like that.
One piece of advice I would leave for my team is to always be open to the Lord speaking and to have ears to listen to the Spirit in every moment, because we can have our own plans for the day or for ministry, but God often has different plans than what we were expecting.
What is your prayer for your team members?
My prayer for my team is that they continue to grow closer to God, and that as they go out, whatever they do, whether that's in the States or overseas, that they are just able to make an impact for Christ and lead people to the gospel and just be a vessel for God wherever they go and just shine bright for Him.
My prayer for my team is that they would know God, that they would know the depth, the height, the width, and the breadth of His love, and that they would have a hunger for His word, and an obedience that is immediate, and you do not have to ask questions, and that you would go where He sends you. So that, and I just pray that you guys would remember the memories that you made this summer, and that God would continue using you for His kingdom.
That each of us walks away with a desire to do His will in a way that may not look like typical ministry, but is still what's needed and what's in front of you. Because a lot of ministry that we do here isn't like evangelism or Bible study or worship or small groups, but it is like day-to-day little things with kids who can't really respond, can't really like address what you're doing. And there are so many different jobs as believers that are like that. They're the little things that don't look like typical ministry, but if it's placed in front of you and if it's what the Lord has to do in that time, being able to rejoice in that work and be content with what you may not see, because you can be confident what the Lord is doing through you and He will accomplish His will. And so I think just that willingness, growing that willingness to do the work that's in front of them, even if it doesn't look typical.
Yeah.
My prayer for my team is that what they've learned this summer and the ways that they've experienced God don't end here, but that they continue to take the lessons they've learned into their life back home, and to be missional people back in America just as they are here in Europe.
My prayer for my team members is that they would walk boldly and humbly and confidently in obedience to the Lord wherever He leads them, that they would follow with everything they are, and that they would be confident in what He has equipped them with and what He has called them to, that they would walk boldly in that, and that they wouldn't hesitate to follow for fear of failing or doing the wrong thing, or all the what ifs, that what if I went this way or what if I went that way, but that they would walk boldly and confidently, knowing the shepherd that they're following, and doing that all in humility and with a wholehearted just, Jesus, it's all about you. That would be my prayer, is that they would walk in those ways after Jesus.
Cool. All right, tell me your best dad joke.
My best dad joke? How come you never see elephants hiding in trees?
How? Why?
It's because they're really good at it.
Excellent.
There you go.
Why can you not hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
Why?
Because the P is silent.
Wow. Okay, that's great. I like that one.
What do you call the place where a pirate uses the bathroom?
I don't
The
know.
poop deck. It's so bad, I don't know jokes. I know your mama jokes.
All right, give me a yo mama joke.
Okay. Your mama is so stupid she gets hit by parked cars.
Wow.
Thank you.